Hi everyone, this is an announcement to let you know that after these readings are released, I'll be changing the name of this channel from Peace, Love and Tarot to Wild Lotus Tarot. I just felt that Peace, Love and Tarot was no longer in alignment with myself and with my message, so I wanted to choose a new name. And I've always loved the lotus because it's a symbol of spiritual transformation, and also because it appears on what is, I'm sure, all of our favourite card, and that is the Ace of Cups. So if we just have a look down here, they are lotus flowers on the surface there. And, the idea is that the lotus flower, it starts its journey as a seed, in the mud at the bottom of the pond, and it follows the light through the water to the surface where it blooms as that beautiful flower. And, it's a symbol of the transformation, the journey to open ourselves to love, to self-love, to the divine. So I love that idea. I think it's a beautiful symbol. That's why I've chosen that name. And I see, my purpose with this channel is to help you, access that wild lotus inside of you and to help you on your journey of transformation, whatever that might be for you. So next time you tune in, you'll see the new name. I've already started changing the channel art, so it's going to be a little bit inconsistent for the next week or so. And just while you're here too, before we start your reading, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for your subscription if you've subscribed, for every like, comment and share. I really do appreciate it. You've really helped me grow my channel. I'm very passionate about tarot and I love bringing you these readings, and I really hope that you'll join me in my new journey as Wild Lotus Tarot. So for now, let's go to your reading. Okay Aries, let's get into your reading. This is your intuitive tarot reading for May 25th to the 31st. Here we have your oracle cards. We'll get to those in a moment. We have in your recent past what you're journeying through now, the Ten of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Focus or current energies, we have the Magician with the Chariot. And coming in towards the end of the week or outcome energy, we have the Five of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, I am seeing some kind of completion on the home front here, Aries, potentially refocusing your energy, moving on from a toxic situation, and then moving forward at pace once you have that awakening to your power as the Magician, and you are really starting to sow new seeds to really create a new future for yourself. I am seeing some kind of refocusing that needs to happen, some restabilizing, potentially taking a new perspective as well. And I think that challenge is going to come up with you at the end of the week. So let's just go to the oracle cards first, and then we'll go to the tarot. So we do have the Crumbling, very similar to the Tower energy. I'll get to that in just a moment. From the Yogic Path deck, we have Tamas. Now, Tamas is about potentially needing to take some time out, to take a period of hibernation, to rejuvenate. And it's almost a little bit like that energy of the chrysalis, you're taking some time to kind of figure things out, to kind of recalibrate. But there will be that time, Aries, when you emerge as that butterfly with all the energy to take flight. But I feel like this is going to be a little bit taxing on you this week, so you just need to take the self-care that you need. And we have the Crumbling, which really says, what are you clinging on to? There's still something that needs to be released, even after this ending, I feel, in order for you to get to the next stage. So I'm going to read that one out. It really, like I said, it is really similar to the Tower energy in this Oracle deck. So there is a shift happening right now, where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you home to who you truly are, so that you can live your life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You are being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? There's a release that needs to happen, Aries. You need to surrender to something, and what it's really saying here is that the more you hold on, you're really just prolonging that new beginning to come in for you. You know, the crumbling or the tower it's a blessing in disguise from the universe, because it's here to get you back on your life path. And it says that whatever the situation is that needs to complete is no longer in alignment for you and is potentially blocking you. And you know, when the tower comes in, or the crumbling, we need to allow that to fall. If we try and patch it up or rebuild it, we just find ourselves down the track, a month, 6 months, or even a year's time, back in the same position where it's crumbling again. And we could have, you know, used that time to propel ourselves forward, to be getting on with our new beginning. So in the recent past, or what you're journeying through now, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Crystals, who is the Queen of Pentacles in the Starchild Tarot deck. So I know that the 10 of Pentacles is often seen as that, you know, that money card and the living your best life card. But it is also a 10, guys, and 10s are usually completions in tarot, especially in this reading here. I feel like there is some kind of ending or completion happening, either in your home front, or to do with your finances, how you earn your money, or in the realm of your stability and security. So, for example, this could be having to move out of a home. Maybe your rental lease is up, or the owner is putting the house on the market. It might be quite a beloved home that you've been in for a while and you have to move on. It could be, of course, ending a live-in situation, a live-in relationship with a partner, and having to kind of split up home and go your separate ways. It could be the loss of a job or finance as well, or the ending of a career or job in its current format. So that could mean now maybe, you know, going out on your own, that kind of thing. Also, the 10 of Pentacles being Pentacles, it can be our own sense of stability and security within ourselves, you know, our own personal foundation being shaken, that kind of thing. And we have that here with the Queen of Crystals. So the Queen of Crystals links to the Capricorn energy in the tarot, and you know, Capricorn is the card of the devil. So I feel like there has been a sense of a dance with the devil in the situation. Maybe it's a situation that was good for a certain amount of time, but it's brought you into toxicity now, and it's run its course, and it's time to release it, or time to release it before it does turn into a toxic situation. So the Queen of Crystals knows when to refocus her energies, when to just say, okay, well, I was going to take one of these pentacles, I'm going to focus it, and I'm going to grow and expand that into my new beginning. She is actually really great at creating abundance for herself. She's a very independent and practical energy who can do it all, you know, go away and build a new home, and go out to work, and do the childcare and that sort of thing. So I really feel this is an indication that if you are having to separate and go out on your own for whatever reason, whether it's work or end of a relationship, you are going to be just fine if you focus those energies, because you have all the resources that you truly need to do that, Aries. So that is a really good indicator there. Now, in your current or focus energies here, Aries, you have got double major arcana, and you've got the Magician and the Chariot. So this is an absolutely beautiful follow-on from those cards. So, yeah, I mean, the Magician is that awakening that you need, that reminder that you are the creator of your own reality, and you have all the tools at your disposal, all the resources you need in order to create a new direction for yourself, in order to move on, in order to charge forward. You know, I really feel this this feeling of transformation between these two cards as well. You know, really turning into that beautiful mythological creature, that butterfly, that unicorn, and just charging into the sunset. You know, you are charging off into a better place. The Magician also is a great manifester and creator of abundance, knows how to use that magic wand along with, you know, all the tools and resources within to create the destination, the future that you truly desire. And it's that awakening that unlocks your infinite potential, and that's why he has the infinity sign over his head here. And just understanding too that this is, you know, part of the circle or the cycle of life, that sometimes we go through completions and we have to move on. It's when we try and hold on, that's when we don't surrender, like we heard in the Oracle card. That's when things turn toxic. That's when we start dancing with the devil, and that's when we hold ourselves back. And the Chariot, You know, the Chariot's interesting in this particular reading because it talks about having to potentially leave behind a place of comfort, a place that's been our sense of home, whether it's a physical home or a sense of security within us that a relationship or something else gave us, in order to get to the next stage of life. And it does link to indecision as well. We've got the Two of Pentacles in the reading as well that can also link to instability or indecision. So the Chariot is a reminder to align your decision making, align anything that's out of balance in you, make clear decisions from a unified place in order to move forward at pace. The Rider version of this card has the charioteer pulling a heavy stone chariot, but he doesn't have reins, but he does hold the magician's wand. So it's really a reminder that it's through your will, your intention, you know, through that awakening to yourself as a creator, that and keeping everything in alignment, making clear decisions, that's what's going to move you forward at pace, and that's where your success really lies in this Aries. So coming in towards the end of the week, or as your outcome energy, we've got the Five of Wands here, the Two of Crystals, which is the Two of Pentacles, and I drew a clarifier for the Five of Wands, and I got the Hanged Man. So if you remember in the Oracle card, we heard the message of surrender, and that surrender being the critical element to being able to allow that tower to fall. You know, sometimes we resist it, we resist great change. The tower or the crumbling is, you know, one of the biggest cards of change, and it can be sudden change as well. So, you know, when we're in the midst of change, we can't really just hold on. When we hold on, that's when things can get really tumultuous for us. That's when it can be, you know, really hard to accept as well. So you're being asked to surrender to change this week, Aries. And it's that surrender that is going to, you know, avoid a sense of internal conflict here, because we have the Five of Wands, which can be the inner conflict, or the, you know, the using of energy in a misguided way, kind of going a little bit off the rails, maybe feeling conflicted internally. When I see the fives in tarot, which are the number of conflict and the number of change, I always say that it's change that transmutes that conflict. So that's what you're being asked to do, and that change is allowing this completion to happen and surrendering to what will be, because if it doesn't be now, then it will be, you know, a little bit in the future, just down the track, you'll be in the same position. So it's saying that, you know, potentially it's divine timing now. It's time to go through this change now, because if we don't, you know, we've got the Two of Crystals, which can be feeling unstable, not having, you know, 2 feet on the ground, being indecisive, you know, juggling things, juggling the indecision. So what we really need to do is liberate ourselves, and surrender is what liberates. They talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man, which is kind of like going through that grief process from, you know, denial to bartering, depression, sadness, anger, until we get to a place of acceptance. And acceptance is often the, you know, what propels us to surrender. Accepting that things are as they are, the completion needs to happen. And, you know, that's kind of the enlightenment that the Hanged Man waits for. Reaching the acceptance, having all the information, seeing things from a different perspective, a place of letting go rather than a place of hanging on. That's what frees him. That's what allows him to release from this tree of knowledge and move forward. I feel that the hanging on is going to cause maybe a sense of being stuck in a sense of conflict in your life. So we want to release and surrender. Surrender is your key. It is your theme this week, Aries. That is what's going to help you move forward with ease, with grace. Oh, I love it. I'm an Aries too. I think you probably heard me say that before. So this definitely makes sense for me, and I really hope that it resonates for some of you as well. And we just have to remember, you know, we are our own magician. We are the co-creator together with the universe. We have all the tools at our disposal to create a really magical life for ourselves. So Aries, that feels complete. I'm going to leave it there. You know, just keep in mind it's not always everyone's reading every week, so if it doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. Leave me a comment. I always love to know how things are playing out and if they resonate for you, and I try to reply to them all, and it just helps me connect to your energies as well. and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.